Lucas Hayes walked through the dusty hall of the auction house, his boots crunching on the old metal floor. The place smelled of oil, old machines, and forgotten dreams. He had been to many auctions before, but this one felt different. Rumors had spread across the space colonies that something incredible had appeared here, something no one had seen for hundreds of years. People called it the Starfire. Lucas was just a young mechanic. He had worked on small ships and cargo freighters, fixing engines and wiring for people in the Mars colonies. He was not rich, and he did not have powerful friends, but he had a sharp eye and a curious mind. When he heard about the Starfire, he felt a pull he could not explain. Something told him that this ship was special. The auction hall was mostly empty. A few wealthy bidders moved from table to table, checking gadgets and old star maps. Most of them ignored the rumors. The government agents were quiet in the back, watching everything carefully. They were not here to bid. They were here to make sure no one took the ship. Lucas had heard whispers that the government wanted the Starfire destroyed. They called it too dangerous and a secret that should remain buried. Lucas stopped in front of a large tarp in the center of the hall. It covered something enormous, the shape of a ship. Its edges were strange and alien. Faint lights blinked beneath the fabric. The hum of power was soft but steady. Lucas leaned closer. His hands itched to touch it to see if it would respond. "Careful, kid," said a man nearby. He was older, bald, and had a thick voice. "That's no ordinary ship. Some say it was lost during the First Galactic War. No one has seen it for centuries." Lucas nodded but did not move. He was too curious to be afraid. "Do you know why it's here?" he asked. The man shrugged. "Who knows, maybe it was forgotten. Maybe someone wanted it gone, but don't get your hopes up. Whoever owns it next might not let you near it." The auctioneer cleared his throat and walked to the center of the hall. He was a thin man with sharp eyes, and he had a voice that could carry across the room. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "the next item is unique. It has appeared in legends and stories for centuries. A ship so advanced that many thought it was only a myth. Today it can be yours, presenting the Starfire." Lucas felt his heart skip a beat. The tarp was pulled slowly and the ship revealed itself. Its hull was silver with strange patterns etched into it. The metal shimmered even under the weak lights of the hall. Its shape was unlike anything Lucas had seen before. It was elegant and strong like a predator in space. Some bidders laughed. "It looks old. What a joke," one of them said. Another added, "I wouldn't touch it if they paid me." Lucas ignored them. He only saw potential. The faint hum from the ship reached him. He could feel the energy. It was alive in a way. The auctioneer began the bidding. "We start at 1,000 credits, he said. Lucas felt his stomach tighten. He did not have much money. 1,000 credits was more than he could easily spend. But he knew this was his chance. A few rich bidders raised the bid quickly. Lucas hesitated. The numbers went higher and higher. But then something strange happened. The rich bidders seemed to lose interest. They whispered among themselves, looked at each other, and finally walked away. The auctioneer narrowed his eyes. "Any more bids?" he asked. Silence. Then Lucas raised his hand. "I'll bid 10 credits, he said. The hall went quiet. 10 credits. Everyone stared at him. It was almost nothing. The auctioneer blinked. 10 credits, he said slowly. "Are you sure, young man?" Lucas nodded. He felt nervous, but he also felt brave. "Yes," he said, "I can pay." The auctioneer looked around. A few of the wealthy bidders whispered angrily. One muttered, "Who is this kid? He cannot be serious." But the auctioneer shrugged. 10 credits it is then, he said. "Sold." Lucas's mouth fell open. He had won. Somehow he had won the mythical Starfire. The auctioneer seemed relieved. "You are lucky, boy," he said quietly. "This ship was supposed to disappear forever." Lucas could not believe it. He walked toward the ship. The metallic hum grew louder as he got closer. His hands shook as he touched the hull. It was cold but not unwelcoming. Strange symbols glowed faintly under his fingers. He felt a spark of energy run through his body. As he looked at the ship, a voice echoed in his mind. It was soft and calm. "Hello," it said. "I have waited for you." Lucas jumped back. "Who's there?" he whispered. "I am Aaron," the voice said. "I am part of this ship. You have awakened me." Lucas's eyes widened. The ship was not just metal and wires. It was alive. Somehow it had a mind. A mind that had waited for someone like him. "Why me?" Lucas asked. "I'm just a mechanic. I don't know anything about ancient ships." "You are curious. You are brave. That is enough," said the voice. Lucas smiled nervously. He could feel the power of the ship under his hands. It was more than he could understand. He wanted to explore it, to learn its secrets. But he also remembered the warnings. The government agents would not let him keep it for long. He looked around the auction hall. The agents were still watching. Their faces were cold. They did not blink. They were waiting for him to make a mistake. Lucas knew he had to act fast. He moved quickly. Using his tools, he began to unlock the ship's entrance. The doors opened slowly, hissing softly. Lucas stepped inside. The interior was even more incredible than the outside. Lights shimmered along the walls, and the air smelled clean and fresh. Strange consoles and screens glowed softly. It was like stepping into another world. He touched one of the controls. The ship responded immediately. Holographic star maps appeared in front of him, showing galaxies and star systems he had never seen. Symbols and numbers floated in the air, but somehow he could understand them. The ship was teaching him, guiding him. Lucas spent hours exploring the ship. He found small compartments with tools, energy cells, and strange devices. It was as if the ship had been waiting for someone who could use it. Finally, he heard the agents move. They had come closer. He could feel their presence outside. They wanted the ship gone. They would not hesitate to destroy it. Lucas made a decision. He had the Starfire, and he would not let it be destroyed. He would take it away from the auction house and find a safe place. Somewhere he could learn its secrets and unlock its full power. He checked the engines. They were damaged, but he could repair them. With the tools he carried and the knowledge the ship gave him, he believed he could make it work. The hum of the ship grew louder, almost like it was excited. Lucas felt a connection with it, as if they were partners now. He would protect the ship, he would discover its mysteries, and maybe, just maybe, he would change the course of human history. Lucas took one last look at the auction hall. The agents were still there, watching. He felt a rush of adrenaline. He climbed into the pilot's seat. His hands gripped the controls. "Ready?" he whispered. "Yes," said the voice, calm and steady. "We are ready." With a soft hum and a flicker of light, the ship powered up. Lucas felt the engines come alive. The ship lifted from the ground smoothly, almost floating. The auction hall shrank below him. He felt free. As they exited the solar station, Lucas looked at the stars. The galaxy stretched out before him, vast and full of possibilities. He had found the mythical Starfire, and now he was its captain. But he knew one thing for sure: the journey had only just begun. The galaxy held secrets, dangers, and wonders that he could not even imagine, and someone somewhere wanted the Starfire gone forever. Lucas tightened his grip on the controls. He was not afraid. He was ready. The adventure of the Starfire had begun. Lucas Hayes guided the Starfire through the empty corridors of space. The stars outside the cockpit shimmered like diamonds, and for the first time, Lucas felt the thrill of flying something truly extraordinary. The engines hummed a steady rhythm, responding to his touch as if they understood him. But he knew the ship was damaged. The auction hall had been dusty, the hull scratched, and many internal systems were offline. He had work to do. He set a course for a small shipyard near the outer orbit of Mars. It was a quiet place, rarely visited by authorities. Lucas knew it would give him time to examine the ship without being watched. The journey was long but calm. He spent the hours learning the basic controls, listening to the soft voice of the ship. "I am Aaron," said the voice again, calm and clear. "You are the first human to awaken me in centuries." Lucas smiled. Talking to the ship was strange, but he felt no fear. "How can you talk?" he asked. "Ships don't talk." "I am not just a ship," said Aaron. "I am a guardian of knowledge. My purpose is to protect and teach. You have been chosen to learn from me." Lucas felt a shiver of excitement. He had repaired many old freighters, but this was unlike anything he had touched. "Teach me then," he said. "I want to understand you." The ship hummed in response. A soft light spread through the cockpit, illuminating strange symbols along the walls. Holographic panels appeared, showing star systems, planets, and alien technology. Lucas leaned forward, studying the displays. "This is incredible," he whispered. "I've never seen anything like this." "Many humans have forgotten," said Aaron. "Long ago, your kind traveled farther than you imagine. You have the potential to do so again." Lucas's mind raced. Could it be true? Could humans have reached places they no longer remembered? He thought of the stories he had heard as a child, legends of explorers and ancient fleets lost in deep space. Maybe the stories were real. As the ship approached Mars orbit, Lucas prepared to land at his shipyard. The engines still had power, but some systems were weak. The landing was smooth, but the hull vibrated slightly, warning him of structural damage. Inside the shipyard, Lucas began the repairs. He opened panels and examined the engines. They were strange, unlike any human technology. Some parts glowed with a soft blue light, others pulsed as if alive. Lucas worked carefully, using tools he had carried with him. "This is more advanced than anything I've ever repaired," he said aloud. "You are capable," said Aaron. "Trust yourself, I will guide you." Lucas followed the instructions that appeared on the holographic panels. They were simple but precise. He replaced broken conduits, repaired the energy cells, and carefully cleaned circuits covered in dust. Hours passed, but Lucas did not notice. He was completely absorbed in the work. As he worked, he discovered a small room deep inside the ship. The door opened with a soft hiss, revealing rows of storage compartments. Lucas opened them one by one. Inside were tools, alien devices, and small containers of energy cells. He picked up one and turned it over in his hands. "What are these?" he asked. "They are power sources," said Aaron. "They can fuel the ship for decades if used wisely, but they are fragile. You must handle them with care." Lucas nodded. He carefully set the containers aside, making a mental note to study them later. He felt like he had discovered a treasure trove. Every corner of the ship held secrets waiting to be revealed. After several hours of work, the engines were stable. The ship could move, but it was not fully operational. Lucas decided to test the systems. He activated the navigation console, and the ship responded immediately. Holographic star maps appeared, showing distant galaxies, planets, and asteroid fields. Some of the locations were familiar, others completely unknown. "These maps," Lucas said slowly, "they show places humans have never reached." "Yes," said Aaron. "Long ago your people traveled to these worlds. Most knowledge was lost, but the records remain in me." "You can learn from them?" Lucas felt a thrill of possibility. He could be the first human in centuries to explore these systems, but he also remembered the government agents. They were still out there. They wanted the ship destroyed. He could not stay in one place for long. He prepared to move the ship to a safer location, farther from Mars' orbit. As he did, he noticed a strange console blinking. A holographic message appeared, showing a star system marked with a red symbol. "What is this?" Lucas asked. "That is a warning," said Aaron. "Something dangerous occurred there. The ship has recorded this event. You must be careful if you travel to that system." Lucas studied the star map. He did not understand all the symbols, but he felt the urgency. He realized the ship contained not just maps, but records of history, human history that had been forgotten. Suddenly, the alarms on the ship blared. Lucas looked out the cockpit window. Two small drones approached from the direction of the auction house. They were government drones sent to destroy the ship before it could escape. Lucas's heart pounded. "We need to move," he said to Aaron. "I am ready," said Aaron. "Trust me." Lucas gripped the controls. The ship lifted smoothly, faster than he expected. The drones fired, but the ship's shields activated, deflecting the energy beams. Lucas felt a surge of excitement. The Starfarer was more powerful than he had imagined. He maneuvered the ship through the asteroid field near Mars. The drones tried to follow, but the ship's agility and speed allowed him to evade them. He could feel the connection with Aaron growing stronger. The ship seemed to anticipate his movements, guiding him through the dangerous path. After several tense minutes, the drones fell behind. Lucas let out a breath he had been holding. "We made it," he said. "Yes," said Aaron, "but the threat is not gone. They will not give up easily. You must prepare." Lucas nodded. He knew this was only the beginning. The government agents would not stop until the Starfarer was destroyed. But now he had the ship, and he had its knowledge. He felt a sense of purpose he had never felt before. He decided to take the ship to a hidden location he had heard of as a child, a small, abandoned space station far beyond the known colonies. It was forgotten by most, but it would be safe enough for now. There, he could study the ship and unlock its secrets without being watched. As the ship traveled through space, Lucas explored more of its interior. He found a small laboratory with tools and devices he did not recognize. Aaron guided him, showing how to use the equipment safely. Lucas felt like he was learning a new language, a language of energy, power, and knowledge. Hours turned into days as he worked. He repaired broken conduits, restored energy cells, and cleaned the control systems. The ship responded to him in ways he could not explain. Lights pulsed when he touched the panels, and small vibrations ran through the hull. It was as if the ship was alive and happy to have someone care for it again. During this time, Lucas learned more about Aaron. The AI told him stories of the past, of humans who had traveled to distant galaxies, of ancient wars, and of alliances with alien species. Lucas listened in awe. He had never imagined that humans had such a history in space. "You are part of that history now," said Aaron. "You can continue what was started long ago. You can help humanity reach its true potential." Lucas felt a mix of pride and responsibility. He was just a mechanic, but now he had the power to change the course of human history. He could explore, learn, and protect the knowledge that had been lost for centuries. But he also knew the dangers. The government would not stop. There were others who would try to take the ship for their own purposes. He had to be careful, but he was ready. Finally, after days of repairs, the Starfire was fully operational. Lucas tested the engines, and they roared to life with smooth, powerful energy. The ship's shields were strong, and the navigation systems were fully functional. It was ready for the journey ahead. Lucas smiled. He had done it. He had awakened the Starfire, repaired it, and learned its secrets. But more importantly, he had formed a bond with Aaron. The ship was no longer just a machine. It was a partner, a teacher, and a guide. As they prepared to leave for the hidden station, Lucas looked out at the stars. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries. He knew the journey would be dangerous, but he also knew it would be the adventure of a lifetime. "Are you ready?" he asked Aaron. "Always," said the voice. "Let us begin the next chapter." With that, the Starfire lifted smoothly into the void of space. Lucas felt the hum of its engines and the warmth of its energy. He was not just a mechanic anymore. He was the captain of a legendary ship, holding the key to humanity's forgotten history. The adventure was just beginning, and the stars awaited. Lucas Hayes gripped the controls of the Starfire, his eyes scanning the stars. The ship hummed beneath him, its energy flowing through the hull like a living heartbeat. He had repaired it, awakened it, and now it was ready for the challenges ahead. But he knew danger was close. The government agents would not forget about the auction or the ship. They would chase him wherever he went. "Aaron," Lucas said, "how far can this ship go without refueling?" "We have enough power for decades," said the voice, calm and steady. "But long journeys are not without risk. You must be cautious." Lucas nodded. He set a course for the asteroid belt. It was a dangerous place, filled with floating rocks and debris. Most humans avoided it, but it was perfect for hiding from pursuers. The ship responded immediately, weaving through the obstacles with ease. Lucas marveled at its speed and agility. It moved almost like it was alive, anticipating his every decision. As they traveled, Aaron began to share more knowledge. Holographic screens lit up in the cockpit, displaying star systems, galaxies, and strange alien symbols. Lucas leaned closer, trying to understand. "These maps," he said, pointing at a distant cluster, "I've never seen them before. Are these real places?" "Yes," said Aaron. "Long ago, humans traveled to these systems. Many have been forgotten, some were destroyed. But the records remain here, waiting to be discovered." Lucas felt a thrill run through him. Humans had once been explorers of the stars, far beyond the known colonies. And now he had a ship that could take him there. A ship that could reveal the forgotten history of humanity. Suddenly, the sensors beeped. Lucas checked the screens. A small fleet of drones approached from the direction of Mars orbit. The government had not given up. They were following him, determined to destroy the Starfire. "We have company," Lucas said, gripping the controls tighter. "They are fast, but not fast enough," said Aaron. "I can help you evade them, but you must trust me." Lucas nodded. He pushed the ship into a sharp turn, weaving through an asteroid field. The drones fired their energy beams, but the Starfire's shields flared, deflecting the attacks. Lucas felt a surge of confidence. The ship was not just powerful, it was alive, and it trusted him. Hours passed as they escaped the pursuit. Lucas used the ship's advanced sensors to track the drones' movements and stay one step ahead. He learned how to anticipate attacks, how to use the ship's energy to boost speed, and how to hide in plain sight among the asteroids. Finally, the drones gave up. Lucas exhaled, feeling a mixture of relief and excitement. "We did it," he said. "Yes," said Aaron, "but this is only the beginning. Many will come for the ship. You must prepare for the future." Lucas nodded. He knew the government would not stop. But he also knew the ship held more than just speed and power. It held knowledge. He wanted to learn everything. He activated the holographic interface. A message appeared, stored deep within the ship's memory. Lucas leaned closer. The message showed a human fleet from centuries ago traveling to a distant galaxy. The ships were powerful, sleek, and unlike anything humans had now. These are humans? Lucas asked, amazed. But they look like aliens. They were humans, said Aaron. But humans of the past were more advanced than your generation knows. They formed alliances with other species, traveled far, and protected knowledge that has since been lost. Lucas felt a sense of awe. He had always believed humans were strong and clever, but this was beyond anything he had imagined. Humans had once been explorers, warriors, and thinkers who reached the stars in ways he could barely comprehend. "Why did we forget?" he asked. "Many reasons," said Aaron. "Wars, fear, and loss. Knowledge was hidden to protect it. Only a few humans knew the truth. Now you have awakened the ship, and the records are yours to explore." Lucas stared at the holograms. He realized that the Starfare was more than a ship. It was a library, a guide, and a key to humanity's forgotten power. He could learn from it, and maybe he could help humans reach the stars again. As he studied, Aaron showed him another message, a warning. A galaxy marked with a red symbol. "This location," said Aaron, "was the site of conflict. A dangerous event occurred here. You must be careful if you go." Lucas felt a chill. Adventure was exciting, but he knew the galaxy was not safe. Some forces wanted the knowledge hidden. Some wanted to destroy it, but he could not turn back. He had the Starfare, and he had a chance to uncover the truth. He set a course for the uncharted sector near the warning. The journey was long. Lucas spent hours repairing minor systems, studying the ship, and learning from Aaron. He learned how to boost the shields, control the engines more efficiently, and read the alien symbols that appeared on the walls. Every day, he understood more. One evening, as the ship floated through a cluster of stars, Lucas felt a strange energy surge from the hull. The ship shone brighter and the hum grew louder. He felt it in his hands, in his chest, and even in his mind. "Aaron," he said, "what is happening?" "I am opening more of my memory," said the voice. "You are ready to see the full history." Holograms filled the cockpit, showing humans traveling with alien allies. They explored distant planets, built colonies, and faced enemies who sought to destroy knowledge. Lucas watched in amazement as ships glided through space, more advanced than anything he had seen. "These humans, they are like us," he said, "but stronger, smarter, faster." "Yes," said Aaron, "they achieved great things, and now you have a chance to continue their legacy." Lucas felt a surge of determination. He was just a mechanic, but now he was the captain of a legendary ship. He had the chance to uncover the lost history of humanity, explore unknown galaxies, and protect knowledge that could change everything. As they neared the uncharted sector, Lucas noticed strange signals on the sensors. He could not identify them, but they seemed alive. The ship pulsed in response, almost as if it recognized the signals. "Aaron, what are these?" he asked. "They are remnants of the past," said Aaron. "Perhaps allies, perhaps enemies. You must be ready for anything." Lucas tightened his grip on the controls. He had faced drones and dangers before, but this felt different. The galaxy was vast, and the unknown awaited. But he was not afraid. He had the Starfare, and he had Aaron. Together, they could face anything. As they entered the uncharted sector, the ship's sensors picked up a massive structure floating in space. Lucas stared in awe. It was a station, ancient but powerful. Its design was alien, yet familiar. Holographic lights shimmered on its surface, and energy pulsed from its core. This is incredible," Lucas whispered. "Who built it?" "Humans," said Aaron. "Long ago, this station was part of the fleet. It holds knowledge, technology, and history. Many have tried to reach it. Few have succeeded. You may be the first human in centuries." Lucas felt a thrill. He had discovered something beyond imagination. He had a chance to learn, explore, and unlock the secrets of humanity's past. But he also remembered the danger. The government agents, the unknown forces, and the warnings Aaron had given. He knew he had to be careful. He guided the Starfare closer to the station. Its shields glowed as they passed through the outer defenses. Lucas felt the ship respond to him, aligning perfectly with the docking system. The hum of energy was steady and strong. As the ship docked, Lucas felt a sense of accomplishment. He had escaped the government, traveled through dangerous space, and discovered a station full of forgotten history. But he also knew this was only the beginning. Inside the station, Lucas found rooms filled with ancient human technology, star maps, and records of exploration. Holographic images showed humans working with alien species, building fleets, and protecting knowledge. Lucas realized the full potential of the Starfare. "This is amazing," he said. We can learn so much from this place. Yes, said Aaron, but you must be careful. Knowledge is power and many will seek it. You must protect it as humans did long ago. Lucas nodded. He felt a deep responsibility. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was a guardian of humanity's past and future. As he explored the station, Lucas realized that humans had always been capable of great things. They had the courage, the curiosity, and the skill to explore the stars. And now he had the chance to continue that legacy. With the Starfarer and Aaron by his side, Lucas knew he could face the challenges ahead. He had escaped danger, unlocked secrets, and discovered the truth about humanity's forgotten history. But the galaxy was vast, full of mysteries, and not all of them friendly. Lucas took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility. He was ready. The adventure was far from over. The Starfarer had many secrets to reveal, and Lucas was determined to uncover them all. He smiled. "Let's see what humans can really do," he said. The ship pulsed with energy, as if agreeing. Together they would explore, learn, and protect the legacy of humanity. The stars stretched out before them, endless and full of possibilities. And Lucas Hayes was ready to face them all. Lucas Hayes stood in the cockpit of the Starfarer, staring at the ancient station before him. It was massive and powerful, a monument to human skill and courage long forgotten. His heart pounded with excitement. He had escaped the government drones, unlocked parts of the ship's secrets, and now he faced the most important challenge yet, discovering the full legacy of humanity and protecting it from those who would destroy it. "Aaron," Lucas said, "we need to learn everything this station holds. Can we do it?" "Yes," said the voice, calm and confident, "but there will be dangers. Not everyone will want you to succeed." Lucas nodded. He felt a mix of determination and nervousness. He had faced danger before, but this felt bigger. The knowledge stored here could change everything humans thought they knew about themselves and the galaxy, and someone, somewhere, would want to stop him. He activated the docking sequence, and the Starfarer aligned perfectly with the station. The hum of energy was steady, comforting, and full of promise. The doors opened with a hiss, revealing a corridor lit by soft alien light. Lucas stepped inside. The air was clean and breathable, and the walls were covered with glowing symbols. He could feel the station's energy pulsing around him. "This place is amazing," Lucas said quietly. "It's like walking through history." "Yes," said Aaron. This station was built to preserve knowledge, technology, and history. It was part of a fleet that explored the stars. Few humans have seen it, and even fewer have understood its purpose. Lucas moved carefully through the corridors, examining the consoles and panels. Holographic images sprang to life as he touched them. Humans working with alien species, building ships, exploring strange worlds. He saw humans fighting in space battles, negotiating alliances, and creating technology far beyond what was known in his time. "These humans," he said, "they were incredible, smarter, braver, and stronger than anyone today." "Yes," said Aaron, "they achieved great things because they were curious, courageous, and united. That is the legacy you can continue." Lucas felt a surge of pride. He was just a mechanic, but now he was part of something much larger. He was helping humanity reclaim its lost history and its potential. As he explored further, Lucas found a chamber deep within the station. Inside were storage units filled with advanced energy cells, alien tools, and star maps of uncharted systems. Holographic records displayed the locations of planets humans had once colonized and then forgotten. "This is amazing," Lucas whispered. "We could rebuild human knowledge and exploration from this." "Yes," said Aaron, "but you must act carefully. Knowledge is power. Many will try to take it for themselves." Lucas nodded. He knew the government would not give up easily. They had already sent drones and agents after him, but with the Starfarer and the knowledge in this station, he had a chance to protect it and use it to help humanity. Suddenly, alarms blared. Lucas spun around. Outside the station, a fleet of ships appeared on the sensors. They were heavily armed, and their markings showed they belonged to the government faction that had tried to destroy the Starfarer. "They are here," Lucas said, his voice steady despite the fear he felt. "They want the station and the ship." "Yes," said Aaron, "but we are ready." "You must trust me." Lucas took a deep breath. He gripped the controls of the Starfarer. The ship's energy pulsed, responding to him. He felt the bond between them stronger than ever. Together they could face the threat. The fleet moved closer, firing energy beams at the station. The Starfare responded immediately, activating its shields and firing pulses of energy to intercept the attacks. Lucas felt a surge of confidence. The ship was not just powerful, it was alive and ready to fight alongside him. He piloted the Starfire through the station's outer defenses, weaving between energy beams and debris. The fleet tried to follow, but the ship's speed and agility were unmatched. Lucas realized that the Starfare could not only protect itself, but also the station. Inside the station, Lucas activated the defense systems. Holographic turrets rose from the floors and ceilings, powered by the energy cells he had discovered. They targeted the enemy ships with precision, forcing them to retreat. "Aaron, we did it!" Lucas shouted. "Yes," said the voice, "but the danger is not gone. They will return. You must secure the knowledge and leave only when it is safe." Lucas nodded. He turned his attention back to the station's records. Holographic panels displayed hundreds of star systems, new technologies, and human history long forgotten. He realized that the knowledge here could help humans explore the galaxy, build better ships, and create alliances with alien species. "This is our chance," Lucas said. "We can rebuild humanity's place in the stars." "Yes," said Aaron, "but first you must understand the responsibility. Knowledge is power. It can help, but it can also harm if used wrongly." Lucas took a deep breath. He felt the weight of the responsibility, but also the excitement. He had the chance to make a difference, to show humanity what they could achieve. Over the next several days, Lucas and Aaron worked to secure the station. They repaired systems, stored energy cells safely, and cataloged the holographic records. Lucas began to understand the full capabilities of the Starfare. It could travel faster than any known ship, project shields to protect entire fleets, and communicate with technology across vast distances. "This ship," Lucas said, "it's not just a vessel, it's a tool for humanity to reach its full potential." "Yes," said Aaron. "It was built to help humans rediscover themselves and their place in the galaxy. You are the first to wield it since the ancient fleet." Lucas smiled. He realized that humans had always been capable of great things. Curiosity, courage, and skill had once driven them to explore the stars. Now he had the chance to continue that legacy. As he worked, Lucas received messages from scattered human colonies. They had heard rumors of the Starfare and the station. Some were afraid, but others were inspired. They wanted to learn, to explore, and to help protect the knowledge that Lucas had found. "This is incredible," Lucas said. "Humans are ready to reach for the stars again." "Yes," said Aaron, "and you will guide them, but be cautious. There are still those who fear knowledge and power. They will try to stop you." Lucas nodded. He knew the challenges ahead would be difficult, but he also knew he was not alone. The Starfare and Aaron were with him, and humans had the courage and skill to rise to the challenge. Days passed, and the station became a hub of activity. Lucas worked with small groups of humans, teaching them how to use the ship, understand the technology, and protect the knowledge stored in the station. They repaired old ships, studied the star maps, and prepared for exploration. One evening, as Lucas looked out at the stars, he reflected on how far he had come. He had arrived at the auction as a young mechanic, curious and untested. Now he was the captain of a legendary ship, the guardian of lost knowledge, and a leader in humanity's rediscovery of the stars. "Aaron," he said quietly, "we've come a long way." "Yes," said the voice, "and this is only the beginning. The galaxy is vast, and there are many secrets to uncover. You have done well, but the journey continues." Lucas smiled. He knew the adventure was far from over, but he also felt hope. Humans had the chance to reach their true potential, to explore, learn, and grow. And he would guide them every step of the way. The next morning, Lucas prepared the Starfare for a journey beyond the station. He checked the engines, tested the shields, and reviewed the star maps. Aaron guided him, providing information about uncharted systems and ancient human colonies. "This is amazing," Lucas said. "We can explore places humans haven't seen in centuries." "Yes," said Aaron, "and you will inspire others to follow. Curiosity, courage, and knowledge will guide them." Lucas piloted the ship out of the station. The stars stretched before him, endless and full of possibilities. He felt the hum of the Starfare, the pulse of its energy, and the connection he shared with Aaron. Together, they were ready for anything. As the ship glided through space, Lucas reflected on the journey. He had discovered the Starfare, repaired it, learned its secrets, and protected humanity's legacy. He had faced danger, escaped destruction, and unlocked knowledge that had been lost for centuries. But most importantly, he had discovered something more: humanity's true potential. Humans were brave, curious, and inventive. They could explore the stars, form alliances, and create a future beyond anything they had imagined. Lucas tightened his grip on the controls. He was ready. The starfare pulsed with energy, as if agreeing. The stars awaited, full of secrets, challenges, and wonders. And Lucas Hayes, once a simple mechanic, was ready to lead humanity into the future. The legacy of the starfare had been awakened, and with it, the promise of a new age for humanity. The galaxy was vast, but humans were ready, and Lucas would make sure they never forgot. A mythical spaceship turned up at an auction, and they planned to destroy it.